Steeler Nation, what is going on? Before we dive into today's breaking news, let me say this loud and clear. This team is working every single day to get better, to improve, and to fight for the kind of results that Pittsburgh demands. And if you appreciate content that keeps you plugged into every twist and turn, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button right now. It helps the channel more than you know. Because today, we've got a tough story to talk about. A serious one. And honestly, one that could change the direction of the 2025 season. Steeler Nation, quick reminder, Fanatics is running Cyber Weekend today. Jerseys and Steelers gear are up to 30% off. Link is in the description and comment. Use code CYBER before it's gone. Let's get into it. The Steelers' master plan over these last few seasons has been simple. Build the trenches, protect the quarterback, and dominate physically. And that entire approach was built on the foundation they laid in 2023, when Omar Khan traded up to draft Broderick Jones, the young monster out of Georgia. But now, everything just hit a massive roadblock. In Week 12 against the Chicago Bears, Broderick Jones went down with what was first described as a stinger. At the time, fans hoped he might miss a game or two, maybe a couple of weeks, nothing too serious. But then yesterday, during roster moves, Pittsburgh placed him on injured reserve. And today, we got the real gut punch. Steelers insider Gary Dulac reported that Broderick Jones is officially out for the rest of the 2025 season due to a neck injury. And let me tell you, when you hear neck, and when a guy is immediately shut down for the entire year, that is never, ever a good sign. This kid was finally coming along, finally showing why Khan traded up for him. Finally settling in at left tackle, his natural position, instead of trying to survive on the right side. His footwork was cleaner. His anchor was stronger. His confidence was showing. And just when he started proving he could be the franchise's blindside protector for the next decade, boom. Season over. Just like that. Here's where it gets even more complicated. Pittsburgh now has to decide whether or not to pick up Jones's fifth-year option for 2027. A decision they wanted to evaluate through the end of the season. Now, they only have the first half of 2025 to base that choice on. That is not ideal. And this isn't just any injury. Neck injuries are one of the trickiest issues in football. They can linger. They can impact strength, mobility, longevity. And the Steelers are going to be as cautious as humanly possible because we're talking about a big man who battles giant pass rushers every single snap. Broderick Jones's new priority? Forget football. Get healthy, fully, safely. But for the Steelers front office, the pressure is on. With Jones out, veteran Andres Pete steps in at left tackle. He's battle-tested. He's strong. He's dependable. But now he carries a massive responsibility. Protect a quarterback who is about to turn 42 years old and is currently dealing with 3 fractures in his left wrist. Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment. The left tackle spot, protecting the blind side, just became one of the most important roles on the entire team. And Pete will need to be perfect. All right, Steeler Nation, buckle up, because this next part is unbelievable. According to Ian Rappaport, Aaron Rodgers is playing through 3 fractures in his left wrist. Yes, 3. Not 1, not 2, 3. He's wearing a brace. The fractures are thankfully non-displaced, meaning they haven't shifted out of place. That's the only reason he's allowed to play. But let's be very clear. This is pain management. Pure, old-school toughness. This is a 41-year-old quarterback gutting it out for the city of Pittsburgh. And this is happening at the same time his blindside protector, the guy who was drafted to protect him, is lost for the year. Rodgers was a full participant in practice. He set the start today against the Bills, and with the AFC North standings razor close, Pittsburgh desperately needs him to be available. Rodgers is completing 66.4% of his passes, has thrown 19 touchdowns, and is keeping this team in contention despite all the chaos around him. And now, he's battling fractures too. This isn't just another week. This isn't just another injury update. This is the kind of moment that can define an entire season. The Steelers are trying to hold on to a slim lead in the AFC North. Aaron Rodgers is dealing with injuries but fighting to stay on the field. Broderick Jones, one of the biggest pieces of the long-term plan, is done for 2025, and the offensive line, a unit Pittsburgh has committed years to rebuilding,
is once again being tested like crazy. And let's not ignore the emotional impact either. Broderick Jones worked all year for this opportunity, finally got the role he wanted, finally found his groove, and suddenly, just as he was proving himself, the rug is pulled out. That hurts. For him, for the team, for the long-term vision. And now Andres Pete, Isaac Seumalo, and the entire offensive line have to rise to the occasion, especially because they're protecting a quarterback who is literally playing through fractures. So what happens now? Jones begins long recovery. Pete takes over as the full-time left tackle. Rodgers plays with a brace. Pittsburgh must adjust its entire protection scheme. The coaching staff must rethink the long-term tackle plan, and the front office must evaluate the fifth-year option without enough data. And what about the schedule? It only gets harder. Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore. You heard that right. 2 matchups with Baltimore, 3 powerhouse offenses, 2 elite defenses, no freebies, no breathers, no layups. As Mike Tomlin once famously said, it's time to unleash hell in December. And honestly, if there was ever a season where they needed hell unleashed, it's right now. To make the postseason, Pittsburgh likely needs 10 wins. They're going to need to sweep the Ravens,
Handle business against the Browns. Beat the Dolphins. Upset at least one of the Lions or Bills. And yes, with the way they've been playing, that sounds like a tall order. But you know what? This franchise has shocked the NFL before. And with Aaron Rodgers still standing, somehow, despite the chaos around him, anything is possible. Let's talk about the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers didn't come to Pittsburgh to babysit a rebuilding team. He didn't come here to go 8-9. He didn't come here to watch the Ravens march into January while he packs up early. He came here to win. And if the Steelers want to have even the slightest chance of getting into the playoffs, Rodgers has to be nearly perfect from here on out. The run game has been inconsistent. The offensive line has battled injuries. The defense, while still tough, has had too many bend-but-break moments. This team isn't talented enough right now to overcome turnovers or missed opportunities. They need Rodgers to do what he's always done best: control the game, protect the football, hit the critical throws, and elevate everyone around him. Every season, December football in this division feels like a heavyweight battle. It's cold, it's physical, it's emotional, and the team that survives is almost always the one that dominates at the line of scrimmage. But the Steelers? They've been inconsistent in the trenches. The loss to Chicago wasn't just a scoreboard problem. It exposed issues that Baltimore and Cleveland will absolutely target. Soft edges on the offensive line, struggles picking up blitzes, difficulty sustaining drives, and a defense that spends too much time on the field. That won't cut it in December. Still, this is Pittsburgh. This is the city of resilience. No matter how bleak things look, the Steelers have always found a way to stay in the fight. And with 6 games left, all meaningful, all intense, we're about to see what this team is really made of. Here's a controversial take, but it's real. A losing season wouldn't be the worst thing for the Steelers. I know, it sounds crazy. It feels wrong to even say it, but hear me out. A higher draft pick helps. A better shot at future franchise players helps. A chance to reset the roster helps. But here's the problem. 3 more losses won't get them a significantly better draft spot. They're stuck in that middle ground. Not bad enough to bottom out, not good enough to coast in. So what does that mean? It means go for it. Push for the playoffs. Fight to get into the dance. Try to shock someone in January. Because tanking, that is not what the Pittsburgh Steelers do. It's not in their DNA. It's not in this city's culture. It's not who they are. It's time to lock in. Time to play their most disciplined football. Time to get angry, get focused, and get moving. And it all starts with Buffalo. All right, Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. How big of a blow is Broderick Jones' injury? Do you trust Andrus Peat to protect Aaron Rodgers over the final stretch? And what do you think about Rodgers playing through 3 fractures? Is it inspiring or does it worry you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Steelers Nation, before you go, the Cyber Weekend sale is live. Steelers gear is 30% off today only. Grab your jersey before it sells out. Link is in the description and comment. Use code CYBER. Before you go, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking Steelers update. This season is only getting crazier, and we're going to cover every moment of it together.